Alright, so I know I haven't updated in a while. I'm not in my apartment. I'm not staying there anymore. I was kicked out after a fire. Now, I can get into all of this, but it'll take a minute to upload. Um, so I'm going to give you the short version of everything. There's a fire in my apartment that was caused by a faulty Ethernet plug. Also, when the sprinkler came on, it malfunctioned and like wouldn't turn off or something. It sprayed too much. They had to bust out the wall and like stop the pipes and whatnot. I was not home. When I got home, there were people in my room going in my apartment. I don't know what they were doing in there. They should have not have been in there. Nobody told me they were going to be in there. Now they had posted something saying that they had been that workers may go into the room, but my room was not one of those rooms because they already told me they were done with my room. They already moved me out and moved me back into the room, so it should have been done with. Regardless, they were fixing to start doing something, and I stopped them. So I was in there, and next thing I know, the property manager and somebody else come and a bunch of other people were coming upstairs, and like they have to come in here and start doing restoration. I'm like, no, I need to get in here and see what's all wrong with all of my stuff and what's damaged and go through stuff. You ain't gonna come through here and start just moving shit around and doing this and that. I said, when I'm done doing what I'm doing, I need time doing it. He's like, well, how long do you need? An hour? I'm like, no, I need fucking like a whole day. He's like, so tomorrow morning? I was like, yeah, whatever, tomorrow morning, So they walk off, and I can tell they're kind of like ticked off. And I go in there and I start looking at everything, and I find a lot of stuff wrong. Some of my stuff is missing. Some of my tools are missing, like a broom and a mop. Those aren't tools, but broom, mop, and a little vacuum cleaner that's like a push vacuum cleaner. That, like, not an electric one. Like, it just like has these little things that rolls and picks up stuff off the ground. A lot of my paperwork that I had sitting around was taken. Everything in my apartment. The computer and my TVs were on whenever I left, so the sprinkler hit all that, or the fire got two of the TVs. But my new monitor, my 4K monitor that I haven't had a chance to use because I didn't have a plug for it, had been moved, and it had been moved into like the bathroom when set on a table, and it was cracked. The screen was cracked. It was originally on top of my computer. Now, when I went in, the two guys that were in there said they took a TV out of your room. Now, I didn't know what they were talking about, and I didn't know who they were referring to. And I was like, who was it? And they're like, oh, we don't really know, or I don't know what that was all about. But somehow, in the midst of all that got cracked. Now, it was probably water damaged anyway, and it was probably already ruined. I think the only thing that didn't get messed up was my small computer, and it's because it had a glass plate over it, and I think it protected it. Everything else, projector had water full of it. I don't know how much water came out, but there was standing water when I went back to the apartment. They didn't offer to do anything. Like, when I was there, you would think they would have started like cleaning up the water or something, but they didn't. So the next morning, I'm up all night trying to salvage things and wash my clothes in the bathtub, trying to get all the soot out of everything. And the next morning, I put my skateboard up on the door because I knew they were going to do this. They just tried to barge in. And I'm like, motherfuckers, you come through this door, you're going to get hit with something. And then next thing I know, they kind of walk off, and next thing I know, I got property manager and like two people in the fucking not mechanic, but maintenance man up there, and they're like, okay, we got to come in here, and I'm like, we got to do restoration or whatever, and I'm like, okay, and it's like at 8 o'clock on the dot, and I'm like, all right, let me get my stuff and I'll get out of here. Don't be fucking rushing me. I just lost everything I had in fucking fire. Have a little fucking respect, And they're all like, just sit there like, can't believe you said that to me, And I'm like, so I get my stuff, I go out for the day. They never text me or anything, tell me when I'm coming back, when they're done or anything like that. So I come back about 5 o'clock, which is when usually everybody leaves. They didn't do anything. They brought fans in and a dehumidifier and had them running. There was standing water on the floor. Like they could have mopped the floor up or something like that. Instead, they just put the fans in there. Now, I have an immune disease. I have 2 diseases, actually, which affects my immune system. They didn't do anything, but they wanted to run those fans while I was in there. So they just wanted to run fans for like 2 days and had me in there. But they didn't want to do anything else. So they weren't planning on like cleaning up any of the water. They weren't planning on getting any other suit, while I was in there. They were just going to like, I don't know, slowly do it while I was in there. You would think they would put me in one of the 2 empty apartments that were right beside me, and they didn't do it. So I stayed there for like 2 days. Well, that day and the next day. And when, let's say it was probably getting close to that evening, I decided to come out to Berkeley, and because I have friends out here, and I was going to bring my stuff out here, and start talking to the VA out here in Oakland. And so as I was getting all that done, and I come out to Berkeley and whatnot. The day after I got to Berkeley, they called me, and they're like, "Hey, can you, if you come out here, we'll get you a hotel. We'll give you a hotel voucher for 3 days." And that was kind of a slap in the face to me, I was like, hotel voucher for 3 days. Like, I mean, I should be in a hotel or an apartment until mine's fixed, And I really didn't want to go back in there with, something that could potentially happen again. Because they weren't going to fix the problem. They just covered up the wall and fixed the plug. Made it look like it didn't happen. So I went back there, and because they were going to get me a hotel for 3 days, I was going to move my stuff from there over to it. Of course, they went and got me the shittiest little hotel in the TL that they could find. They hadn't even found me one whenever I got there, and I was told they were all ready. It was ready. And so they had to get one at the last minute. And when I went upstairs to get my stuff, it was all gone. Because all had been moved, and it's all gone. Now, I didn't go all the way in the room, but I videotaped me going into the building and everything, the whole deal. I videotaped everything. And I'll upload it as soon as I can. When I get somewhere that has a really good Wi-Fi connection, where I get a hotel. But, I'm like, what the fuck? Where is my stuff? Why is my stuff being taken out of the room? So when I left to go out to Berkeley, I gave them the keys. And when I gave them the keys, it was because the mailbox key had been damaged, and my caseworker told me to turn it in. And that's what I was doing. I also told them I'm going to be gone for a while. I don't know how long until you guys figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to fix that room? Or are you going to put me in another room? Or are you going to put me in a hotel? Or are you just going to leave me in there in a soaking wet room, that's got all this shit done to it, and you guys aren't doing anything? They could have fixed that room in a day, but they didn't. It probably damaged the room underneath, and it probably went down into their office too. None of that's my fault. It's their fault, because they won't do repairs and they won't do maintenance on the building, and that's the property owner's fault. It has nothing to do with me. I never did anything wrong. Now, I did have a couple marks on my lease violations or whatever, but it wasn't enough that I would get evicted or anything like that. Whenever I turned in the key and whatnot, they said I was turning it in and that it ended my lease. I was like, no, I needed to turn in the key because I needed the other key, and that's what I was told to do. And I figured, when I come back, I would have it. Chill out, sit down. You're not getting it. Chill. Just trying to chase squirrels over there. Look at her. Anyway, so went to the hotel, and I did stay a day, but I didn't want to stay in San Francisco anymore. So I went to the Dead show that Sunday night, and then the next day I went down to the VA office. They said that they couldn't help me because other services were helping me, such as Red Cross or something, but they weren't. So the apartment complex, railton place, had somebody call me who said they were from Red Cross, and they were not from Red Cross. The reason I know this is because I called Red Cross, and they're like, we have no file on you from ever talking to you. I was like, what are you talking about? I've been talking to you for like 2 days. They're like, no. The only time we have you calling is the call you just made right before, in which we had bad connection, so I hang up. That was super crazy, super wild. I don't know what was up with that. I think I don't know what was up with that. It was weird, but I left whoever that was a message, said, you guys are not from Red fucking Cross. I don't know who the fuck you are, but there's a lot of other fishy things going in on this. I've had my housing voucher since March of last year. That means I should have moved into a place. I've been working, my health would have been stabilized. I'd be good to go. They've kept me there for a year and 6 months. I think they were doing that so they could pull more funding, federal funding, because they get federal funding as long as I'm staying there. I know that's what they were doing. And then that means that the VA is connected with it, because it's a VA program that's with part in the Salvation Army. So this is a pretty damn big thing. So I did want to make a YouTube about it, update you guys. I'm not in there. Everything I had was damaged beyond repair, destroyed. I have receipts pretty much everything that I've bought there, and I have pictures of everything that I've had. So everything is documented down to a T. I've received no help from anybody at all. And you would think after a fire caused by them and me losing everything, they would give me some type of support, right? Anything. Not one thing, and the VA hasn't either. Not one single thing. And it blows my mind that they would try this and then do what they did and then act like they don't have to do anything, or they can't be held accountable for anything. So when I call in and I talk to the property manager, like, are you going to compensate me for what has been damaged? And they're like, no. And I'm like, you have to, by law, you have to. It's no. So I found out why the Red Cross couldn't help me when I called them, like the real Red Cross. They never made a police report or a fire report about the incident. So Red Cross didn't have anything to go off of. So they couldn't help me. And that just screwed me out of getting help. Red Cross would have gave me $500 and put me up in a hotel till I found housing. Caseworker told me to go to, what is it called? Swords of Plowshares and get rapid rehousing. I went to Swords of Plowshares and sat down there for 4 hours, and they didn't do shit. None of them do shit. So I left. I got tired of running back and forth between these places saying they were going to help me, and to go to the VA, and go here and go there, and none of them fucking ever helped me. So eventually I got fed up with it, and I come out here to Berkeley, and my goal out here is to Monday go out to the VA out in Oakland, have everything switched over. But check this out. I get a call yesterday, and it's the supervisor over the VA GDP program there. And they offer me a brand new apartment out on Treasure Island, the very top floor. I can't make this shit up. Very top floor, brand new apartment, never been lived in, and they can get me in 2 weeks. Wow, that's an offer, right? Now, I've been dealing with a lot of really bad mental health problems throughout all of this, and understandably so. And, being diagnosed with grave disease, I've been off my medicine for 12 days now. So my panic attacks and my tremors and all that stuff have come back. My insane anxiety. So that's all come back. And it's really been tough, but, I'm getting things done, getting shit accomplished, but I need an attorney to pursue it. So, at the end, I kind of freaked out on her and, just didn't talk to anybody. And then just yesterday, early in the morning, sometime night, I can't remember what it was, because I didn't get sleep till late. I called her back and left a message on the answering machine. And I said, and gave her my ultimatum, basically. I said, here's the thing. I said, I'll take that apartment as long as I can pursue legal action against them to get my for them to compensate me for what and to pay like pain and suffering for that. If I can't take them to court, then if you don't want me to take them to court, then it has to be settled, and I want all of my stuff compensated for, plus some for, all the pain and suffering that I've had to endure through this. If they don't want to do that, either two of those options, then I'll just transfer all my stuff over to VA and I'll just drop a big ass lawsuit on them. So I gave them all, and there's a lot of little things like my caseworker, who I guess some people in her class or whatever are on my YouTube, and she's on my YouTube. So if you see this, she was saying that they were getting on to her, like, for trying to help me, because they didn't want this. They know they fucked up, so they were getting on to her because she couldn't help me, or she wanted to help me, but like they were like, no, you can't do that, and her job was being threatened. Now, I don't know whether she says that to guilt trip me, because she did say something about, I had to really advocate for you to get that hotel for 3 days. I said, fuck that. I lost everything. I don't give a fuck about staying in a hotel or the railton place. I can survive out here. I want to be compensated for everything that I've lost, everything that I worked for the past 2 years. I'm not going to let that just be brushed off and what they did to me. So I felt like she was, like almost trying to guilt trip me for this shit. No, and fuck that. A hotel for 3 days ain't shit. That ain't gonna help me none. It's day 12 and I've still never received any help from them. That's the first offer of anything I've got from them. So that sucks. She knows that they're doing wrong and I'm getting screwed over, but she doesn't want to do anything because she feels as though her job is in jeopardy. Well, maybe this is a life lesson she has to learn, but we've had this conversation before and I've told her. And I'm sure you remember me saying this, that a big problem is in this world is that when people see an injustice, that they don't stand up and do anything about it. They just let it slide, or they just look the other way when it happens. And that's kind of what she's doing right now. Even if her job is in jeopardy because of this, if like they were to say, we don't want you as an intern no more, you're fired. If she stood up and did the right thing, it would look better than when I go to court and sue the fuck out of me and she's part of that. And she could back me up on all this stuff that I'm saying, and my mental health and, all that. If she doesn't, then, that's my information. Like the conversations that we had, text messages, things of that nature. That's all up to my discretion if I want to release all of that. And I can subpoena her and get all the transcript from text messages and anything that she's wrote down on me. And it'll show a lot of things, like why I freak out, or, and that this could have been handled a lot better and a lot differently. So we'll find out a lot more Monday. We'll see where this goes. One way or another, I'm going to get my stuff paid for, and I may get a super fat settlement out of it if they even want to attempt to carry me to court. But the way it's going right now, I'm saying $1,000 for every day I'm out here. So right now we're at $12,000 on top of damages, and it's just going to keep going up the longer I've been out here. So, and that's what I would ask for, that they settle out of court for. And now, if they want to be dumbasses and take it to court, then I'm asking for the fucking full amount that I can. And it's Salvation Army and the VA, I'll get every fucking cent. I'll get all of it. So that's what's going on in my life. And so it's been a drastic change. I'm out in Berkeley. I'm doing good though. I have friends out here, so I got this cart. First I got this thing, and then I found this morning. So I got my accordion on back. You see it over there. And all the ground's flat around here for the most part, and I can camp. I got a place I can set up at night, take it down in the morning. And I'm going to start working on, getting all this shit taken care of and talking to attorneys and getting the ball moving on this. I'm trying to bust this story out to the news. I'm talking to San Francisco Chronicle, and then here we go. Here's the YouTube. So this is 20 minutes, and that's the story. And hopefully we'll get some traction on this. I'll be able to share this story to places now that I have it on YouTube. And I got a lot of videos and stuff. I've got like 60 gigabytes of pictures and videos, so I'll upload some of those. Yeah, I'm probably fixing to get buku's money because they're too stupid to fucking just take care of what they want to take care of. And they're just talking about like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, all that equipment they're running on my electricity. And they don't want to pay for that either. Like, they're so screwed. They're so fucking screwed, and they know it. And I've been telling them, like, I have an attorney, I don't have an attorney. I have an attorney, I don't have an attorney. And the reason I did that is to see how they acted. If I tell them I have an attorney, are they going to start acting one way? Start acting nice, trying to start me. And then I'm like, oh no, I don't have an attorney. And then they'll start being an asshole. And that's exactly what they did. Exactly what they did. And I was like, God, man, these motherfuckers are stupid. They're really that fucking stupid. But they are. They're really that fucking stupid. And I'm not worried about it. Like, I'll win the case if it goes to court. So they're going to have to fucking settle. Or they're going to have to settle that's going to make me happy. And I'm not easily pleased, So today, we're probably going to, we may go down to Shattuck. But I don't know, we may stay up here around Telegraph. But down on Shattuck, there's another park, and I have another little camp spot down there, and it's a lot quieter than up here. Not a lot of foot traffic, and it's super peaceful. The only downside is there's not an open campus up here, so I can come up here and charge my phone, and just everything is up here that I need. Even the legal aid is pretty close here, and I have yet to go talk to them, but I can probably get an attorney for free, and then like donate to this nonprofit or something. But that's what's coming up this next week. I'm going to take care of all of that. And we're going to the VA in Oakland. There's also another Swords to Plowshares in Oakland, and I'm also going to try to get hold of the director and try to find out, what all was going on. But when I get a hold of somebody over the VA too, like above them, they're probably going to be pissed off because everything that they're doing is illegal. So I got to find out who's like really over the whole GDP program and get a hold of them. And then I also had to get a hold of the Salvation Army because that apartment complex is owned by the Salvation Army, who also has like a day center, gym, and all kind of shit there. I'm going to have to get a hold, of the main Salvation Army and let them know what's going on. They would probably be pissed too. So I got a lot to do this coming week, but I'm probably going to get a lot of results too. So I'll upload, some videos to show you guys all the apartment, all the shit that I've been going through, and a lot of the footage. So just bear with me so I can get a good internet connection somewhere. Maybe I can get a hotel on Sunday. That's my goal because it's the cheapest day of the week. So if you guys want to help donate anything, I got Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo, all at Cloudy870. You can also subscribe to my Patreon. And, as I start to update things and, show more of my journey. I got a lot of time on my hands now, so, because I'm not able to go DoorDash or Instawork or, and just, I can't go to all my appointments and everything, so I'm going to, once I find out exactly what I'm doing, then I'm going to get things changed over to wherever I am, But unless they come across a really good deal and just pay me my shit, either way, I'm probably going to get a place out here in Berkeley, or Oakland. And I want to be out here anyway. Like, my dog's name was Berkeley, not San Francisco, So I should have been here the whole time. I had a bad feeling about that place when I walked into it. Like, negative, energy just hit me. And I almost turned around and walked out. And I didn't. And ever since I've been at that place, it's been nothing but negative energy. I got assaulted by a bunch of youths, and they ran up in the apartment complex, and nothing was done because of it. So I even gonna carry that to court, the video footage of it, and just to show how unsafe that place is, and that GDP program with them should be shut down. No veteran should ever go there anymore, and any veteran that's in there should be expedited their voucher and put in place immediately. And I can't say anything for the Salvation Army part of that. I can't shut them down, but I can probably most definitely get all the veterans out of there in a better place. And I think I should do all that. So I'll update as I go. I got to turn this phone off so it'll charge better. And I'm gonna go out and busk for a little bit, try to make some money, and then probably go eat a lunch, and then head down to Shattuck. Maybe play on Shattuck tonight. So yeah, and then tomorrow, hopefully, I can go get a hotel, take a taxi out to a hotel or something. I believe there's a Motel 6 out in Oakland, so that would be super nice. That would be super nice. I could maybe even get one here. Maybe somebody wants to buy me a hotel. I have ID and all of that stuff. I got to get back to that apartment complex and I still can't check my mail, but my social security card and other stuff is in there. I do have GA and it will turn on the 1st. I don't know how much it's going to be, but since I had already submitted my bills and whatnot, I'm hoping it's close to like $350. I don't know, but I'm really hoping it is. And then after that, I pretty much got to cancel it because I'll be staying over here. But I might get it for one more month. I don't know. But it'll help when I do get it. So yeah, I'm gonna let this upload and shit. But yeah, that's what we're doing. And when we get some more information, I'll update more, and I'll be able to update a lot now because I got a shitload of time on my hands. And I did get another phone with another service on it too, so I'm pretty sure I can get a lot of stuff uploaded. Whether I'll be like Starbucks or a coffee shop or something, because I'll go to that like every morning. But we'll see. It should be pretty exciting, all this stuff and legal battles and whatnot. And hopefully when it's all said and done, I'm going to go buy a drop top Mercedes, like a fucking 2011 or something. And I'm going to buy a trailer and a damn truck. A Suburban, a fucking trailer and a Mercedes. Just put all the tools inside the Suburban. And bam, I'm set. If I did get that much money, I wouldn't be eligible for... Well, I don't know, since I already have that, I wouldn't be eligible to stay in low-income housing. But that would be totally fine with me because I just go buy a piece of property up in Oregon. But maybe Maine, also maybe Maine. But that would mean, my 5-year plan here just got cut short and I did it all in, a couple months. So that would be super sweet if it does turn out like that. Wouldn't mind having a couple $100,000 in my pocket either to go through with. So yeah, it's just gonna wait and see what happens throughout the week, and I'll update and let you guys know. So yeah, go subscribe to my Patreon, like, follow, share, all this stuff so we can get the message out. And you know what I'm talking about, Missy, caseworker Missy. You know, yeah, the cute one. Yeah, you. Do what's right. If you're being pressured to not do something, then you probably know it's right. And maybe this has a meaning for all you too. But remember what I said. Think about that and think about the situation. The reason that this world is so fucked up is because good people don't stand up for other people when they've been wronged, or when they see bad things happen, people don't stand up for it. And that's kind of what's happening. So either way, because that ship's going down, the captain's going down with it. So if you want to be riding that ship, or you can be on my team, you got to make that decision. Either way, it's probably not going to be interning there anymore. But you can go out looking good, or you can go out looking bad. So that's up to you. That's it. See you later. I'll update when I can.